Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. I am Jesse. I'm Irish. I'm your host for today, and this morning it is January 2nd. It's about 10 o'clock here in mid-Minnesota. I'm in the outskirts of the Twin Cities, and I've had just a profound morning. It was a tough morning, and you're like, well, what could be so tough? You don't have to go to work. You haven't started college yet. What could be so tough about it? Well, recovery has been very hard lately. I have been tempted and tested in ways that I haven't a lot in the last few years, 5 years, and obviously I haven't succumbed to those temptations and triggers, but just dealing with them and the raw emotions of having to confront, addiction and people using it and people drinking and people losing the battle, and I'm seeing people slip up and trip up, and there's a little poem in the front half of my 24 hours a day book. It's pretty profound, actually. I want to read it to you. It says this: "Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the realities and the verities of existence, the bliss of growth, the splendor of action, the glory of power. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision, but today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. So look well, therefore, to this day." And it's an old Sanskrit proverb, but today is January 2nd, and if we're digging into our thought for today, which we are, on the good days and the bad days, right? The thought for today is this: so what makes our recovery and our program work? The first thing is to have a desire for something more than my way of living. Then I must admit I was helpless. The alcohol had taken control, and I couldn't do anything about it. The next thing is to honestly want to quit that old way of life. Then I must surrender my life to a higher power. But my drinking problem is in his hands. Put my drinking problem in his hands and leave it there. After these things are done, el completo, I should attend meetings regularly for fellowship and share. I should also try to help other alcoholics. That's carrying the message to other people, right? Step 12. So the meditation for today is: you are so made that you can only carry the weight of 24 hours, no more. If you weigh yourself down with the years behind or the days ahead, your back will break. God has promised to help with these burdens in the day only, of this day only. If you are foolish enough to gather again the burden of the past and carry it, then indeed you cannot expect God to help bear it as well. So forget that which lies behind and breathe in the blessings of each new day. And I pray that I may realize that for good or bad, past days have ended. Amen. I pray that I may face each new day, the coming 24 hours, with hope and courage. Amen. So I got my new Alexander Craig shirt on. If you guys haven't found some of his music, go over and check him out on YouTube or Facebook. Alexander Craig, Boogie, love him. I love promoting him. Rough couple of days, you guys. Not sobriety wise or nothing like that, but just being tested and tempted and having triggers coming up in our lives. It's tough. And this morning, dealing with some family issues that aren't so pleasant all the time, and people treating me, not so nice, and that's having kids and a family it's like that, right? You don't always feel appreciated. Well, my door is open to anybody. My phone is always on, but rarely does it ring, or rarely do people reach out. And when people do reach out, it's usually because they need help, or they're in a spot, or one of their friends or something else, one of the friends are in trouble, or they need addiction advice. But rarely do I get a call and say, hey, do you just want to go hang out? Hey, do you just want to go get a cup of coffee? Hey, do you want to go read your big book? Hey, do you want to go for a walk? I'd love to. In fact, I'm waiting for people to do that to me, because I reach out and I don't seem to get messages back. But I let people do it on their time, right? I let people come to me when they want to come to me, and that way I'm not too pushy, because being somebody in recovery and being front and center with my message of trying to stay sober and active in recovery, then a lot of people are like, if they're not in active recovery or have that same mind view set, they feel like they can't hang out with me, which is totally false. I love to hang out with people who are drinking or not drinking or using drugs, or don't necessarily like to hang out with people that are using or drinking drugs, or drinking or using drugs, but who am I to not hang out with them? So this morning was very tough. I had like 2 hours, from 4:30 to 6:30. I had pure contemplation and reflection time. It was really tough. I couldn't sleep, and before I knew it, those 2 hours were up, and I had already accomplished uh, a lot in that time, figuring out what I should be doing, where I need to go, and I need you guys' prayers. I want your guys' help. I want your guys' support, love. I want your insights, your feedback, your input. I want it all. Your views, your opinions. What do you think? And when we go through these emotions, and we have these emotions and go through these times, a lot of people out in society, they drink, they use drugs, they are able to escape. But what happens when we can't escape from these problems? How are we going to deal with these problems head on? That's what I want to figure out on this channel, and that's what I'm hoping we can do today. God bless you. I love you. Be smart out there. Be sober. And be kind to people, even to yourself, because I know a lot of people out there can be pretty unruly and pretty mean to themselves too, and that's not really nice. I mean, you got to start within and work your way out. And once you start treating yourself better, you're going to treat the whole world better. I just know it. Hang in there. You got this.